Hi, everyone. This is Mitch from Sports Chat Place and PickDogs.com. Of course, these are the Puck Dogs. We do this, whatever it is we're doing, every morning. I've yet to figure it out. I'm at a conference in San Diego. You guys can see I'm in a hotel room still. I'm going home tomorrow, so the timing of tomorrow's show is going to be probably way early, and it's probably just going to be me from the airport. I'll ring these guys and see if they're around, but it's going to be early, so I'm not sure if they will be or not. I'm not even sure what time the show is going to be. My flight out of here is 6:30 West Coast time, so that would be 9:30 Eastern time to do for the show. And well, that would be if I did it as the plane was taking off. So that's how early the show is going to have to be if we do it, or can be a late afternoon show. Maybe we'll do both. Maybe I'll do a morning show, and then we'll try like a later in the afternoon show because I'll be home probably around 5 o'clock Eastern time at my house. So maybe we could do it then. We'll have to see. We'll try. But I'm at a conference in San Diego, and I'm always honest with everybody out there, so I have to just talk to everybody about a few things before we get rolling here. First thing is, I want to thank everybody at Ecamm. They're one of the software companies. They're the ones that give us the ability to have these guys on, and so it's not like the Skype crappy one that everybody else uses. And the ability for us to be able to plug cameras into the computer and for it to pick this up, as opposed to having to use the computer camera all the time or whatever. But these guys at Ecamm, they saw me. One guy was a fan of the Puck Dogs. You're one of the Puck Dogs. Like, I'm hang out with the Puck Dogs. They don't let me. I'm not an actual Puck Dog official yet. But they gave me this nice hoodie. I thanked them for it and give them a little plug-ola here. So I get questions once in a while about what equipment we use on the show and what software and stuff. Ecamm Live is one of them. It's Mac only, so they don't care. This is what they do. But thank you guys for the hoodie, and thank you guys for everything else. So part 2 of what I need to talk about with you guys is I'm at a conference, and it's called Social Media Marketing World. And what it is, it's the top social media marketers in the world are at this conference. And what that means, it's not the YouTubers that There's some of them, of the big YouTubers out there. Not from our industry, but like the big YouTubers, right? There's some of those people here. There's some people from our industry, but they're always like very, in our industry, you guys know, I'm the only one of the very few willing to talk to you guys and show my face, right? These are more the other guys trying to reach you through, the social media channels. More like to use social media as a spam, or like an advertising thing. We use social media to connect with you guys and, to say that we're one of you, right? This is how we use social media with you guys. But social media, I always say social media marketing, right, is the way that I look at it. The number one piece to me is social. It's first. And that's what we have. We have a community. Media is using different forms of media to connect with you guys, right? And that is, we talk to you through the website, through written form. We use live video. We use regular video. I've done some podcasting in the past. We basically connect with you any way we can through some of the social media channels, Twitter. We use Facebook, right? We use all these different things. So while you guys see me as a sports person, which I am, this is what I am, and you guys know that. There's nothing fake about that. These people see me as a social media marketer. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a negative thing. It doesn't mean that I'm just marketing to you guys. It means that I use social media to reach you. That's really all that means. So you guys are part of the explosive growth of our YouTube channel, and that hasn't gone unnoticed. To go from 0 and a cold start to 1.6 million views a month in 5 months, it doesn't really happen. So they want to interview me here and talk to me about, like, on these podcasts and on these other shows about the internet and about marketing. And I generally don't like to talk about, like, how we pay our bills. And you guys know how we pay our bills. You see the ads on the site. You see this. We're not, we sell premium packages. We sell spread knowledge. Charles pays us to do that, right? And it's like, I do spread knowledge because it's something I believe in, right? It's like, I believe in it too. We show the record on the screen. It's like, there's nothing to not believe in. If spread knowledge, if we started doing that and it was 2:47, you think I'd be getting up an extra half hour early to do the show? Hell no. You guys know me better than that. I'd be spewing out. I'm about as honest as it comes. I'm lawsuit honest, right? I'm legal honest, I'm right on the line every single day. But I just want to say is that, I am going to do the interview because these are my friends as well. And I also believe that, if our competition sees these interviews and sees exactly what we're doing, I say that we get a chance to beat them on their very best day, bringing everything they have. I don't want to win against, the team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis sitting on the bench. I want them to also pick up, Joel Embiid as well, and Steph Curry, and then beat them with these guys. The people that say, oh, you need to get the hot model in here, whatever. No. I beat it with us. Larry, Curly, and Mo, It's like, we beat you guys with that. It's like, you're going hot chick. It's like, between me and this guy, it's like, Chris has like more hair here than we have on our head. It's like, it's like, and they're like, oh yeah, and you should have the hot chick, you should have the this, and it's like, I'm like, but the data doesn't show that. More people watch our show, and it's like, because it's like they would rather hear honest things, and they're here for the picks. But so I am going to do the interview, and it's like, it's just something I'm going to do, and you guys might see it and might not see it, but it's like, I'm not going to say anything in there that you guys wouldn't know, and anything I wouldn't say to you. And if you have any questions after seeing it, if you do see it, by all means, feel free to fire it at me. And if there's something I say in there or do that you guys find offensive, by all means, let me know. But it's like, I have two different worlds that I live in. Number one, I run the website. The website has bills. The bills are almost $1 million a year to run the websites. So obviously there is a piece to it. That is the marketing piece. So I just need to be transparent with you guys. I need to be honest. I need to say, here's something that's different outside of just talking about sports, which we normally do, that I'm going to be doing. Because I don't want you guys to ever think or ever believe that I'm doing this for any other reason but that I love it. Because believe me, you see the other guys that do what we do, you see what they're charging, you see what information they'll give you for free, right? Compared to what we do. I think we more than likely, we more than have gone out of our way to say, this is not about that for us. We do this because we love it, and everything else is just a byproduct of that. And I think that's what I'm going to say on the show. I'm going to say the exact same freaking thing because it's the truth. But I'm also going to talk about, how we built some of the things here. Whatever. If you guys have any questions, if I say something in there that I think might be borderline, I'll bring it up tomorrow or the following day, But I just want to let everybody know that, I do this because I love it, not because I'm a social media marketer, which I am by default. And it's like, I'll say one more thing about it is that we have such a big following at all of our channels and especially the website that these people basically ask me or would like me to speak. And these people at this conference, they don't ask me, but at many other conferences and many of the speakers at this conference ask me to say that I should be speaking at these conferences. And I always say I won't do it because I don't want you guys to ever think for 1 second that's my goal is to speak at a social media conference, because my goal is to talk to you guys every day. That is my goal, and I'm living it, Anyways, let's do it. Guys, sorry about that. I just need to kind of clear the air because some people get confused about that, because I've done maybe 3 of these in my life because I've avoided it. But it's like, I feel like I've kind of turned a corner here. It's like I'm coming out of a very dark place, and I just feel like, this is something I'd like to get back to, I think we give back to the sports betting community every single day, and I think I need to give back to the people that have given us a platform to talk about sports betting, and it's these people. Not one of them could tell you more than 5 NBA teams. Not one of them. Even though actually the guy who I'm doing the interview with, here's the other side of it. The guy who I'm doing the interview with does do the social media for Golden State Warriors, and he knows all the guys. He knows them all. He's the guy. If you ever saw the Steph Curry when he hit the 3-pointer 2 years ago, and it was on Facebook, the video where it was like 50 million views in like a day. Dennis, the guy who I'm doing the interview with, is the guy that did that campaign to get it to the 50 million views in a day. The Steph Curry, the half court shot, because like right when it hit, he had the video, and it was like he got it out on Facebook, and he knows how to market it, and it's just like we're having a new stadium coming. It's like we got to get this out there. But anyways, guys, sorry about that. We're gonna fill it in with picks at the end. A lot of NHL today, a lot more than our 2 games that we had yesterday. We got a good card of college basketball, not gigantic, but good. The tournament starts today. March Madness starts today. Mm-hmm. Maybe they do need their own show. I'm just trying to be honest, man. I'm just trying to be honest with everybody. And if you guys want me to just bullshit, I can do that too. It's like, well, no, I can't. But it's like you can go to another show because there's plenty of other shows out there where the guys will just hand you coupon codes all frickin' day. Is that what you want? Or it's like I show up every day. It doesn't matter where I am. No excuses here, just free picks. I've been on here like almost, I had surgery. I was doing this frickin' show from the hospital bed. Let's do it. Guys, we don't need to explain ourselves to about that sort of stuff to these guys. But if you guys want your own show at any point, just say the word, man. You guys can have your own show for sure. I have no problem with it. No jealousy. No nothing. Go to NHL. There's 8 games. Looks like some quality here as well. Chris?
10, sorry.
We're getting the Bruins as a dog here against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are just 6-4 since I started talking about how just boring this team is. I haven't been big on the Bruins all year, but at even money, I can be. I can be convinced. Do we have anything here with the Bruins and the Lightning or any of these other nice games on the card? Edmonton, Dallas. Rod really liked Edmonton when they made the trades at the trade deadline, but I don't think we've seen it transfer itself to the ice just yet. But
2 guys got hurt.
What's that?
The two guys that Oilers traded for, one Green, their defenseman that they traded for, he's out 3 to 4 weeks. And the other winger, he's out. So
I see who got injured in the first game that he played or second game.
Sounds like Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, you get that new toy on Christmas morning and it breaks within half an hour.
We've all had that happen. We'll talk about that another time. I think that would be a whole topic for like a show. Maybe we'll go with Monahan's on. I'm sure he's got plenty. Monahan's got like 4 brothers, so it's like, the Monahan brothers. So it's like they had a lot of that. But what do you guys see on this card, Chris? What do you see? We got 8 games.
10 games.
10. Sorry. All right. So how many picks do you have out of this that you would bet?
I have a parlay that has 4 of them, and there's a couple more that I'm looking at.
All right. Well, how about you, Rod?
I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like 8.
All right, so Chris, give about half of yours, and then Rod, give about half of yours. We'll just go back and forth a little bit here.
All right, so the first one I like the under 6 in the St. Louis and the New York Rangers game. I think you can make a case for either side. That's why I'm going to go for the total. I think at MSG, 2 teams playing really good hockey right now. I think we see a low-scoring playoff-type atmosphere. See something 2-1, 3-2, 3-1 with an empty net goal. I think it's going to be tight throughout. I'm going to take Boston at even money against Tampa Bay. I know Boston hasn't fared well against the Lightning. They've lost the last 5. I think they've lost the last 4 in Tampa Bay. But Boston at even money. They're the best team in the league right now, points wise. And even in Tampa Bay, I can't pass that price up. I'll take Boston even money.
But do you think
And
that the Lightning are just so uninteresting at this point?
Well, it's like Rod said in the past. I think they're just trying to avoid winning the President's Trophy at all costs. And at that point, it's just like they're playing right now. They're playing teams they'll eventually have to beat. But I think right now it's just they're focused on getting to the playoffs. And then once they get to the playoffs, that's when they're going to try to turn it on. But I don't see it happening. I just see Boston. I think Boston side by side is the better team right now. Anyways, playing better hockey. So I would take Boston.
We've seen the Bruins do it in the playoffs before.
Yeah. I mean, until we see Tampa Bay not get punched out in the first round as the best team in the league, I'm not going to buy into it. I'm still going to take Boston if those two meet in a series. And I'm going to take Winnipeg in regulation against Buffalo. This is just a play against Buffalo on the road, fade material for God knows how long. The Sabres on the road. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near that. I think Winnipeg gets the job done at home. So I'll take Winnipeg in regulation at -110.
How about you, Rod? You want to give us your first half, like 4 of them?
Yeah, I'll start at the top. Blues and the Rangers. Give me the Blues here. I won 6 in a row. Not getting in front of that. Give me the Blues to win in regulation plus 180. Really like that one. Ottawa at Pittsburgh. I don't know. I'm not going to lay that kind of price with Pittsburgh. That's crazy. They've lost 6 games in a row. Give me Ottawa plus 1.5 in that one.
I had the same thing. I had the same thing on my board as well. I think that's insane.
Yeah, I'm not laying -200 and something with a team that's lost 6 games in a row.
And it's -294 right now.
Yeah, no, makes no sense to me. Give me Ottawa plus 1.5. Montreal at the Islanders here. I'm gonna take a shot with Montreal here. Montreal has done real well in the past in Long Island, and I think they come here and get a win. And the Boston game, give me Boston. I think Boston beats Tampa. I actually like Boston in regulation over Tampa. Nice plus 165, I think is what I had it at.
I just find Tampa so uninteresting.
Yeah, plus 165 Boston in regulation. Thank you.
Chris, go back to you.
They're not going to try hard to win this game. They want to lose this game. They want Boston to take first. They're like, here, go ahead, take first. We don't want that cup. Boston don't care. Boston will be like, we don't care if we take the President's Cup. We'll stop that curse.
I like the way Rod turns it into a
a soap opera.
It's like it's the thing is that it's like you could tell that he lives it, right? Because it's it's like he turns it into his own exactly like a soap opera about it. But it's like a
telenovela.
it's like, but the thing is, at the end of the day, it makes total sense, right? It's like it is kind of like exactly what happened, It's like the Bruins. It's like he takes the game out of the thing. Right? It's like there was no game. It was kind of just the game was just. It just happened to happen, It's like anything that happened over the course of the game. It was just all coincidental to the main plot of the story. And these are our characters,
It's like they meet up in the hallway before the game and say, I know, you're taking this. No, you're taking this. No, I don't want it.
Chris, what else we got in NHL?
I'm going to go a little bit further down the board. I'm going to take Chicago in regulation against Anaheim. I think Chicago's the only team here that's really in a position to fight for a playoff spot. And their hopes are hanging on by a thread, but there's no way I'm going near Anaheim on the road. So I'll take Chicago in regulation. I also like a regulation play on Dallas against Edmonton. It's like we said, the Oilers are now missing their 2 guys that they traded for at the trade deadline. And Dallas is just back to picking up wins. They're 6-2, 1-1 in their last 10. Playing at home, I'll take Dallas. And I'm also going to take Toronto in regulation against San Jose. I just think Toronto's the better team, and they need to keep racking up wins, and they're playing really well right now. San Jose, they picked up a couple solid wins. They just shut out Pittsburgh, but this is just another case of Toronto's the only team going anywhere come playoff time, hopefully. So I'll take Toronto to pick up another much-needed win here in regulation, minus 105.
All right. How about you, Rod?
I'm with you. I'm with Chris. Jets in regulation over Buffalo, minus 110. Buffalo just stinks on the road. Nashville at the Wild. I'm going to take Nashville on the money line here. I know they got whooped by the Oilers last night, playing on a back-to-back, but for some reason, this Nashville team just owns the Wild. They're 7-0 in their last 7 meetings. Give me Nashville on the money line here. And Oilers at Dallas. I really like the under 5.5. Koskinen should be in net for the Oilers. Give me the Oilers on the money line. The way McDavid and Leon are playing right now, those two guys are just ripping it up. Make those the two guys that. So when the two players that are injured come back, that'll just be a better addition. Give me the Oilers on the money line at that number. I'm not laying minus 175 with Dallas. And the Ducks in Chicago, I ain't touching that game with a 10-foot pole. I would lean Chicago, but I don't want to lay that price with Chicago. What have they done lately? Nothing. They just slumped right back into oblivion again.
So you're saying we won't be seeing either of those teams in the Rod Zawacki
No way.
So is that what you're trying to tell us here?
Yeah.
Don't look for appearance for them in the
New Jersey, the Knights. Give me the Devils here. I'm gonna take a shot with the Devils. The Devils have just been playing some really good hockey. This is what they should have looked like at the beginning of the year. Give me the Devils here. New Jersey plus 250. I'm not laying minus 300 with this Vegas team. Vegas just got whooped by somebody. Same price. No thanks. Give me New Jersey here. And I'm with Chris. Give me the Leafs in regulation. I'd also even lay the Leafs minus 1.5.
swing it on over to the NBA, where craziness abounds. Bulls beat the Mavericks. The Heat beat the Bucks. The Knicks beat the Rockets. Yeah, call it the playoff.
You called
push.
it. You called the Heat. Call. I wasn't even going to touch that game, and then you told us all about it, and I was like, I like that. I'm taking that. That's good. Let's go with that. You totally talked me into that one.
You got a pretty good card today, though. There's some heavy hitter games that I like to call. Ones were just some good games. Clippers and the Thunder, particularly for me. I think that's one I want to watch as a fan. Got the Celtics and the Nets, the Hornets and the Spurs, Pelicans. It's just fun to watch this season. Nuggets and the Warriors. I mean, that's 15.5 points. Is that even enough? I don't think so. The 76ers talking about going through the process and, coming into the season acting like they've already won the championship or something. And, they're 9-22 on the road, and they're getting more than a dozen here at the Staples Center. And the Sacramento Kings figure that, well, we're 26-34 and pretty much out of it. We'll decide to start playing basketball. I mean, how about now? It's like pretty much what they've done. So, Chris, anything here in the NBA that you like?
Yeah, I like the Lakers laying the 12.5. I know 11-14 is kind of the danger zone for the Lakers, but Embiid and Simmons both out for this game against the Lakers, who are probably going to be at full strength. Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere near the Sixers in this spot. I'm all on the Lakers here when it's 12.5. I also like Boston laying the 7.5 against Brooklyn. I just think Boston's the much better team at home. I know Brooklyn stepped up their play lately since Kyrie's been out of the lineup, but I don't think it matters here. I think Boston wins by double digits. I'm also looking at two totals, like the under 247 in New Orleans, Minnesota game. I know they can rack up points, but that just is a huge, huge number. And I just think it stays somewhere in the area of 220, 225. So I'll take the under 247. And I like over 217 in the Denver Golden State game. I think that can hit around 220 as well. I think Denver does the bulk of that scoring, but I think Golden State can contribute for once.
Rod, what are you looking at today in the NBA? It's a pretty decent card. We got 8 NBA games. And, it's just, it's some oddness here for sure, It's like some games that you're just kind of like, Golden State and Denver, it's like, what do you do for this? This is where the odds makers say, all right, we'll throw in 15.5 points is what we'll do. It's like, what do you do with Golden State? How about 15.5? It's like, that's a statement, from the odds makers saying, we're not going to let the public push us around.
Give me the Kings. I like the Kings. The Wizards at the Kings. Give me the Kings -5 here at home. Clippers at OKC. Give me OKC plus the 3.5. Something funny but there. I don't know. Clippers on the road. What's going on? That's just too low of a line. It looks like the same line as we seen yesterday in the Heat game. Exactly the same line as what was in the Heat game yesterday. Give me OKC plus 3.5. And the other one I like, Brooklyn at Boston. I think that's too many points. Brooklyn's known for coming into Boston and actually hanging with them. Maybe not winning the game, but give me Brooklyn plus 9.
Yeah, to me, the game that kind of like is the outlier, the one that you kind of can't even get your hands around, is the Charlotte-San Antonio game. It's like, I have no idea. The Spurs are favored by 3 points, but they've been a hot mess. I like Charlotte in that one. Had the line been out, that could have been my dog of the day at Sports Chat.
Well, Spurs are on a back-to-back too. They just got beat by.
Oh yeah, they're garbage, hot garbage, man. They're a mess. They are a mess. But I agree with a lot of the other picks, and of course, 76ers. I say if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the. You can talk the talk all day, but you got to walk the walk. And they
covered their last against the Clippers, and the Clippers were full strength. That's IE scares me, but that's too many points. I think they did cover against the Clippers the last game, but I think the Clippers took their foot off the gas like they always do.
Just doesn't, does nothing for me.
Oh, I'm definitely not running to the window with that one. No. Let's go. I've been burnt too many times. The Lakers at -11.
Got pretty good card of college hoops today. It's one of those weird ones. There's no like late night game, Just I call it pull the plug, when they do that, and it's like, all right, that's it. 9 o'clock Eastern, we're done. We're out of here. There's no 10:30 game, no anything, Penn State, Michigan State gets a chance at revenge for the win in East Lansing. Cincinnati and USF. Trust the Bearcats on the road. You're stronger than me. Rutgers, Maryland. Anything goes there, right? Maryland. Who knows what the hell this team is doing? Davidson's playing Richmond. BC, Syracuse. Can you trust Syracuse at all?
No.
Kent State 5 points over Bowling Green. Bowling Green's terrible last game. Georgia State certainly don't have the record and the numbers to validate a 3-point spread over Arkansas Little Rock. Arkansas State, are they ever going to win again? It just goes on and on and on. There's a lot. We're at that point of the season where the Rod Zawacki soap opera. You could tell a lot of stories about this one. About what's going on here. But I think a lot of this has to do, in the conference tournaments with finality. And you just have to remember, we're going to be hearing that term a lot. It's the finality. It's like, this is it for a lot of these teams in in the smaller conferences, their conference tournaments start today, and for most of those teams, I mean, some of them will go on and play in other tournaments, outside of the NCAA tournament. But really, only the winner of their conference tournament is going to go to the NCAA tournament, and the rest of them will likely go home, and maybe one of them from these smaller conferences, maybe two, will play in some of the other tournaments. But there isn't a lot of space. The best chance that they have is if they've won their conference regular season and lose the conference tournament is. If you won your regular season conference title and you lose your conference tournament, you're one of the smaller conferences, you have an automatic NIT bid. And the NIT has certainly gotten a lot better in recent years. As soon as they started that, it's gotten a lot better because it happens all the time. But that being said, a pick that I didn't give out as a premium pick that I like is North Florida against Jacksonville. It's a tournament game, and North Florida has been really, really good this season. It's that conference. It's Liberty and North Florida. That's it. It's going to be one of those two teams. If it's anyone but those two teams, oh man, they're going to have a rough go of it. But for me, when you hear my birdcage at the end, I can tell you the first team I'm going to say is North Florida. Chris, what are you looking at in college hoops today?
I heard you say prick, so I was getting ready for you to throw to me.
Speaking of pricks,
yeah, I'm looking at 6 for today.
How about college. You, Rod? Seven. All right, let's start with Rod. Shaka Smart, anyone?
Yep, first one. Texas at Oklahoma. Give me Texas plus 6.5.
I'm with you. It's at the
last
7.
5, 4-1 ATS. I've been riding Texas the last few games. They're 7-3. Their last 10. Give me Texas here. I don't know if they're going to win outright, but that's just too many points in this battle here. Texas plus 6.5. West Virginia at Iowa State. West Virginia has looked like hot trash their last few games.
Terrible.
Iowa State's got injuries. They're not very good, looking so hot either. I really like the under here. Give me the under 138. I'm not sure, but it's still at 138. It is when I looked at it, but give me the under.
139.5. You got a little bit more.
Oh, it went up. Oh, yeah, give me the under. Give me the under in this game. I know this is going to be a lot of points. West Virginia's got under to their last, 8 games or something? Yeah, give me the under here. First to 60 wins. And another one I really like Bowling Green. Give me Bowling Green plus 5 at Kent State. Bowling Green 6-1 ATS on the road. Their last 7 games. Give me Bowling Green plus 5. I think that's too many points. Don't know if they win outright, but I think it's a 2-3 point game there for sure.
Chris, what do you like? Give us a few of yours.
I'm on Bowling Green as well. I know they lost to Miami, Ohio last time. I was a bit of a head scratcher, but Bowling Green I think is just a better team, and they're still fighting with Akron for the top of one of the MAC divisions. So I think Bowling Green lays it out here. Like Rod said, I'm not sure they win it outright either, but I think 5 points is too many. I think this one's a close one throughout. I like Georgia State -3 against Little Rock. Little Rock's already clinched. They're basically playing just for momentum at this point, and I think Georgia State playing at home on senior night, I think they want to get the job done. They want to snap losing streak and build some momentum going into the conference tournament. They can leapfrog a couple teams with a win here and some help, so I'll take Georgia State -3. And I really like New Hampshire -3.5 against UMass Lowell. New Hampshire out at home this year, outscoring teams by over 25 points a game. They're only allowing 50, I think 57 or 52. I can't remember. I had the number up here, but New Hampshire just rock solid at home. UMass Lowell, not a team trying to get behind on the road. So take New Hampshire -3.5.
I like. I scrolled right past. I like Marquette against DePaul. I think DePaul has just really been bad, and I think this is a must for Marquette. I mean, as far as seeding goes, they've been all over the map in the Big East, and the Big East has so many good teams in it. It's not just even NCAA tournament seeding; it's conference tournament seeding. Really, is like in the Big East. It's really that big, you know. So I think they need to take care of business here against DePaul, and DePaul has offered little resistance recently. So that's one place that I'm looking as well. I think that, anytime I see a 3-28 team, 0-15 on the road, I usually like to find an angle to play against them. I don't love the way Bucknell is playing, except when you put them up against a 3-28, 0-15 team. So I like Bucknell minus 13 points as well against Holy Cross. Chris, what are you thinking? Speaking of 3-28.
I've made more bets like that than I'd care to admit, but that's not one that I'm making today. Mm-hmm. So, I'll go to Kentucky. I like Kentucky minus 9 against Tennessee. I just think Kentucky's the way better team. I think there's going to be a wild crowd at Rupp Arena tonight, and I just don't know if Tennessee's going to be able to handle it on the road. They've still got some experienced players like Bowden and Turner, but
my experience with Rupp Arena and senior night is that it is an emotional scene, but they don't have any seniors, So it makes it when they do have seniors, Kentucky, these are the guys that no one knows, So it's not like, I think the last senior I've seen at Kentucky that was a real player was Tayshaun Prince, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I still think Kentucky wins this one by double digits. They already did that on the road against Tennessee this year. I don't see it being any different at home. I like Iowa minus 4.5 against Purdue. I think Purdue's been really, really bad on the road in Big Ten play, and Iowa's been really, really good at home. And they're one of the contributing factors to the home dominance in the Big Ten this year. So I'll lay 4. What's that?
I said, and it's senior night in Iowa.
And it's senior night as well. But I'll lay the minus 4.5 with Iowa, and I'm also on Texas plus 7 against Oklahoma. I just think it's a battle throughout. I think this could easily be a 2-3 point game when all's said and done on either side. So I'll take Texas minus 7 or plus 7. Sorry.
Rod, who else you like today?
That Tennessee-Kentucky game. Give me Tennessee plus 4.5 in the first half. I think Tennessee comes out and keeps it close first half. I've noticed in Kentucky games they kind of have a slow start, and then they kind of decide the second half they like to put the hammer down. So give me Tennessee plus 4.5 in the first half. I like that. And my favorite one on the board today, Duquesne at VCU. Give me Duquesne plus 5.5. I also think Duquesne wins this outright. Give me Duquesne on the money line as well. Duquesne 8-3, their last 11 on the road as a dog, and they're 4-0 ATS as a dog. Give me Duquesne plus 5 and on the money line plus 200 over VCU. VCU is 1-5 straight up their last 6 and looked like hot trash. I think Duquesne comes in here and gets a win.
It should be a pretty interesting day in hoops, and we've seen it kind of play out the way the March plays out. But there's a lot of MAC action here as well. Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, all in action. The parlay teams that I gave out on the main parlay on Pick Dogs, it's just I think representative of the card, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I do like New Hampshire as well. In another one of these kind of under-the-radar America East games. 10-2 at home, 7-2-1 against the number at home, playing against the UMass Lowell team that they're not good. 4-9 on the road, not gonna happen. It's definitely a manageable number in this one. It's not like UNH has been playing bad recently. 6-2-1 against the number in the last 10. So that's another pick that I'll throw in there. But let's go to the recap, I guess. It's that time. And like I said, those of you that joined us late, if you guys can hit the thumbs up, we have like 50 thumbs up and 255 people watching. That is not good. But I'm just glad you guys show up, to be honest. But it's like the thumbs up, it certainly helps us a lot. I've been at this social media conference, and I'm trying to find the value of the thumbs up that I beg for every day on this show. And everybody says, you know, the fact that you get thumbs up comments and things like that, it just shows Google that it's not spam. It shows them that your channel is not spam. If people are liking it, like real people are liking it, people that comment and people that are real people in the eyes of Google. It's weird because Google, you guys are a lot of people are logged in, right? So Google knows, you know, like your habits on the internet. And they know if you're a real person. They also know if you're someone that's just paid to like stuff, you know, like a lot of other of our competitors like to use. But we don't do any of that stuff. It's not in there. It's not, honestly, it's not in the budget. So it's like, maybe someday, you know, I don't see that as a good use of funds. I'd rather just beg you guys to hit the thumbs up and tell you how easy it is. If you're watching the show on a cell phone, I actually have my phone right here. I can show you how to do it. So I'll open the YouTube app and I will go to our channel. So here's our show. I get an ad also. I get the ad also, just like you guys do. It's actually a political ad because we're in California. So what it is here is it shows the chat, right, on the phone. So there's a little X right here. You hit the X, and the chat disappears. And then you see right there, the thumbs up. And you hit the thumbs up, and you guys can see that we have 222 people watching and 78 thumbs up. I mean, I don't know. I call that 30%. Call it what it is. I think we can do better than that. I know only 50% of you are subscribed to our channel. On Twitter, it's the heart. On YouTube, it's the thumbs up. Anyways, Chris, speaking of thumbs up, give me the thumbs up. Go ahead.
Okay, so for the NHL, I like the under 6 in the St. Louis New York Rangers game. Boston at even money against Tampa Bay. Winnipeg in regulation against Buffalo. Chicago in regulation against Anaheim. Dallas in regulation minus 110 against Edmonton, and Toronto in regulation against San Jose. My 4-team round robin or parlay for NHL, all to win in regulation. Winnipeg, Chicago, Dallas, and Toronto. College hoops, I like New Hampshire minus 3.5 against UMass Lowell. Bowling Green plus 5 against Kent State. Georgia State minus 3 against Little Rock. Kentucky minus 9 against Tennessee. Texas plus 7 against Oklahoma. Iowa minus 4.5 against Purdue. A 4-team parlay, all in the point spread. New Hampshire minus 3.5. Bowling Green plus 5. Texas plus 7. Iowa minus 4.5. And NBA, I like the Lakers minus 12.5 against Philadelphia. Boston minus 9 against Brooklyn. Under 247 in the New Orleans Minnesota game, and over 217 in the Denver Golden State game.
Brings us to the Birdcage Master, Rod Zwacky. Rod.
Here we go. Give me the Blues in regulation. Give me Ottawa plus 1.5. I'm also going to take a shot with Ottawa money line first period. I think they come out on fire. They were the hottest team in the NHL, scoring in the first 10 minutes. Give me Ottawa in the first period, money line, plus 185. I like Montreal money line. Give me Boston in regulation over Tampa. Give me the Jets in regulation. Give me Nashville on the money line. I like the Oilers on the money line. I'm going to take a shot with the value here with New Jersey on the money line at plus 250. And give me the Leafs to beat the Sharks in regulation. For me, my NHL three-way, three-teamer, all to win in regulation. Give me Boston, Blues, Leafs. Should give you around about 14-1 on your money there. NBA, give me Kings -5, OKC +3.5, and the Nets +9. College hoops, give me Texas +6.5 over Oklahoma. Give me West Virginia and Iowa State under 139.5. I like Michigan State -1.5 at Penn State. I like Bowling Green +5 at Kent State. Give me Duquesne +5.5 or +5 at BCU. Also take him on the money line +200. I think they beat BCU outright today. I like that Marquette -4 at DePaul. And I like Iowa -5 over Purdue at home. For me, my college basketball birdcage of the day, I'm going with Texas +6.5, Duquesne +5, Bowling Green +5.
All right. Let's see. It's like my screen is frozen. Weird. See something. Share chat. There it is.
Oh, and I also like Tennessee +4.5 in the first half at Kentucky. I think we see a close first half here.
All right. I've lost it. All right, here we go. Wow. That was a scary moment. All right, I got a 14 parlay. I'm going to take North Florida minus the points, Texas plus the points, Iowa State plus the points, Marquette minus the points. So 14 parlay, North Florida, Texas, Iowa State, and Marquette all against the spread. I'm going to bring these guys back in. So once again, tomorrow I'm going to be at a special time. It's going to be early, and it's probably just going to be me. I have a 6:30 flight out of here in San Diego. That means I'm going to have to leave for the airport around 5 my time. So that's 8 Eastern time. So I'm going to probably do the show then. And then if we have time or if these guys are available, we'll do an afternoon show around 5 Eastern time. So I'll see everyone tomorrow morning. There's a chance that the show will just be on YouTube Live. And the Computer Pick show will be super early. It might actually just be a video, but we'll see. Anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Thanks to these guys once again. Have a great day.